What's up, everyone? Aaron here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Iron Factory's IF-EX20P Phantoscope. This is Iron Factory's rendition of Nacelle, an incredibly obscure seeker, and this is going to mark about the 15th version or so of this secret mold that has been reused and reused. But you know what? I'm here for it. I love it. If you're thinking of picking this figure up, you probably are too. So, this won't be a super in depth review. We're just going to look at what's different. But before we get into all that, let's take a look at the box real quick and what he comes with. So, here's the box that Nacelle comes in. It is what you would expect from Iron Factory at this point. I do like Iron Factory's boxes, but really nothing new. Product shots, color-coded product shots, more product shots, Iron Factory in the year. You know the drill by now. Instructions, should you need them, are included. And since this is one of the seekers that Iron Factory often advertises as being limited production runs, I can never remember if it's 1,000 pieces or 1,500. It's something like that. But because he is one of those, you also get a sealed full packet with your collector card inside. And again, thick cardstock, nice translucent look. And yeah, I always appreciate having this little bonus. So I have number 264 for whatever good that means. You will also get, other than his null rays, obviously, a little pouch with some extra accessories. You will get this flight stand adapter that plugs into him in jet mode. That's always nice to have, especially in his matching color. And you will also get 3 sets of extra hands. Now, he comes with these fists installed. You will also get 2 pairs of holding, gripping hands, whatever you want to call them, and a pair of open hands. So, there you go as far as that goes. Now, I'm not going to go into articulation and transformation and all that stuff because it's already been covered on the channel. Andrew has done excellent reviews for Starscream and Nova Storm, so if you're interested in those, be sure to check his reviews out on them. But I did want to talk for about a minute just about this character because he's very obscure and he's kind of started to become a little more prominent here. So I'm always a fan of things like that happening. So Nacelle has been retroactively added to the original cartoon as one of the nameless seekers that appeared in the, well, nameless then, that have appeared in the very first episode of the G1 cartoon. If you remember, there were several that attacked Wheeljack and Bumblebee, and Nacelle is retroactively one of them. He is incredibly obscured by Hotlink in the shot that he appears in. And even then, the color scheme that he has is not very similar to this one. It's blue, and that's about it. So, the story behind this exact color scheme comes from the fact that some early catalog shots for the second year of the toy line in 1985, I guess they had not nailed down the exact colors of the Coneheads for that release yet, the Conehead Seekers. So they used a lot of parts from Thundercracker for Thrust, and so he wound up being Thrust in these sort of colors. So kind of interesting to note. And then the what is it? The Fun Publications. That's it. Fun Publications, who was doing all the comics for BotCon and a lot of stuff for the Transformers subscription service, all that stuff back then. They released a Nacelle figure, and they used him in their comics, and they used this color scheme. As far as I know, that's the only other figure for Nacelle that exists other than this one here. So this is definitely a welcome addition as far as that goes. And I believe, well, I don't believe, I know that he's appearing in a few issues of the new IDW Transformers continuity. So that's cool, you know. He's getting a little bit more time to shine, I guess. Still not a fleshed out character, but you know, always cool to add more bots as far as that goes. So enough about all that. Let's look at exactly what we've got going on here color wise with him. And as far as this newer iteration of Nacelle, the colors are on point with that older figure and with how he's appearing in the old Fun Publications comics and that new IDW Nacelle. So we've got red on his face. Now this is all just blue plastic, white plastic, red plastic, and again with Iron Factory, they don't go crazy with their paint like New Age does, but where it is applied, it does look very good. But you do have red paint on his face. You have gold paint on his eyes, if it'll focus here. I have a very slight blemish of paint, of red paint under this eye. I don't know if you all can see it or not. It looks kind of like a scar though, so I'm just going to say that that's what it is. So it gives him a little more character. As far as the other gold, you do have gold on his turbine titties here, and a little bit of gold here on his knees, so that looks good. You got the classic gunmetal paint that Iron Factory likes to use, silver paint here on his chest. And yeah, I mean, the colors are good. I like them. Like them a lot. His gun, again, or his null rays here. Did we ever decide if Starscream's the only one that has null rays? I mean, I just call them all null rays, but I don't know if we ever figured that out. But blue paint, red paint, it's just cast in this white plastic. But looks good. And yeah, I'm happy with this guy. I think he looks great. So, and as was the case with all the other Iron Factory Seekers, cleans up well on the back. Does not seem to really be any mold degradation. All my joints are nice and tight as far as that goes. Iron Factory is usually pretty good about all of that. The only part that feels a little bit loose is this piece on his back. The hinge down here is a little bit loose on mine, but not a big deal. It's not anything I'm really concerned about. So yeah, that's really all there is to say about Nacelle here. He looks good. He looks the part. It's another unique Seeker. I do appreciate having another Seeker that uses a different wing style using thrust wings here. I'll bring him in real quick here so you can just see that as far as how that works out. So not the F20 exact F22 style most of the Iron Factory Seekers are in. But yeah, looks good. So I guess I don't really need to do comparisons. You'll probably know how he looks. I'll transform him and we'll go from there. And you know, I said no comparisons, but you know, for the hell of it, here he is with our boy Runabout. I'm not going to leave him out. Magic Square Megatron, New Age Straxus. So, but again, you should be pretty familiar with this mold if you're watching this review, probably. So, I'll get him transformed. So, here's Nacelle in jet mode, and I dig it. I think he looks good. As far as the only things you really didn't see in robot mode, a little bit of red paint here. He does have black paint on his landing gear wheels on these white pieces. This is white paint right here too. I didn't mention that when he was in robot mode. So yeah, looks good. A little bit of gunmetal gray there as well. The classic translucent yellow cockpit that most of these guys have. And just for comparison real quick, here's Bitstream, his fellow welcoming committee member. And as you can see, sort of the difference in the wings. Like I said, nice to have a little bit of variation there in that regard. So, very cool. Yeah, really not a whole lot else to say. You know this mold by now as well as I do. I could probably transform it with my eyes completely closed. So, another welcome addition to my Seeker Armada. So, I'll get you a quick size comparison in here, guys, and we'll wrap it up. So, here he is with a New Age Seeker and Core Class Starscream, just in case you didn't really know the size of this mold. Final thoughts on Iron Factory's IF-EX20 Phantoscope. Obviously, big fan, as is always the case with this Seeker mold. You pretty much know if you're in for it, you're going to love this guy if you've been collecting all of these guys. I'm happy to complete my welcoming committee here. So he looks great. The paint looks great. He definitely brings some different flair to the group of Seekers as far as that goes. I like having some alternate white hands. They're not an exact match for Sunstorm here, but they're close enough so they work if I want to swap some of his hands out. So nice little bonus as far as that goes. And yeah, definitely a recommendation from me. If you've not picked up any of this mold before, I mean, this will be a great start. It's a nice, cool, obscure character that you probably almost certainly don't have a representation of in your collection. So check him out, pick him up if you're interested. Definitely a recommendation from me. That's going to do it. Hope you all enjoyed it. Have a good one. Till next time.